Hey, what's up, guys? I'm back. Was sick for a while, so I was definitely having a tough time talking. But anyway, so somebody wanted to speak on loneliness with no job, no school. All right, a lot of things I speak on I can relate to, and this is one of them. Almost embarrassingly so. Uh, so I don't know how old the person is who requested this, but um, this was my experience. Uh, as recent as me at 26 for no, not true, not 26, but yeah 26, yeah, at 26 for a little bit, when I was 26. I'm almost 29 now. And one thing that I recall somebody saying to me, and that I would want everybody to realize, no matter what situation you in, is that your fate can change relatively fast, man. Like you make a couple different decisions. Now all of a sudden things have changed for you. All right. So, and cause man, let me just say, because I dealt with a great deal of anxiety and depression, just feeling down on myself and having momentum go against me, and just and being lazy and lost and all of these things. And I was somebody who actually benefited from something that I would have thought was otherwise unrealistic. Like I wanted to come out of pretty much having little work experience to like having a career. That's what I wanted, and I didn't have the bones or really the knowledge to build a career on my own, build a career for myself. So what I would do is, not what I would do, but what I did was, and I didn't even know this existed. You know, I went to a job center that my aunt informed me about. And then when you go to the job center, that's when you get real specific. And so uh, I got myself into an apprenticeship. So if you in a position like that, you don't want to just work a regular job that was kind of dead end or whatever. Although, hey, a job is a job. If it can help you get on your feet, help you get to where you want to be, so be it, man. But, you know, an apprenticeship, an opportunity to really make some life changing money is something that you go to the job center and you tell them about. And this is just assuming you don't have any experience. This is your way in. All right. So, and if you ask me, depending on what age you are, it's better than going to college. All right. My brother, matter of fact, he went to a program called Year Up. It's like an IT program. Over the course of a year, I think after about 6 months, you start doing internships or something like that. And now that it's over, boom, $25 an hour, 50,000 job, just like that. So you got to understand that your fate always changes. Your fate can change relatively fast. Plant seeds early and often. All right. I mean, even if like the odds are stacked against you, man, just put it out there to say that you did. Go on and just keep planting your seeds everywhere, everywhere. Don't get too caught up in the conversation and the comparison with other people. Anybody can do that and make themselves feel miserable. It takes a true fighter to just take it on the chin and come to the realization of what may actually be needed to make this life a more fulfilling thing. So so, but it's interesting that, and I just want to double check, but it's interesting that it said, yeah, loneliness, no job, and no school. Is okay. So I guess that's supposed to be kind of a separate thing. Loneliness, no job, no school. I don't know. It could be very much a connected thing, but anyway. And besides that, you got to go somewhere uh, where other like minds would travel. So if playing basketball and fitness is a thing for you, well then you know where to go. You know, if reading is a big thing for you, then go where the readers go. Whatever's big for you, you know, go where they go. All right. And then when you start meeting people, just see what they do, see what they do for a living, and you know, just try to get some ideas, and you know, it just, bro, just talk to people, cause like through through talking to people, uh you know, my life has changed just from talking, you know, just being at a place, just, hey, I mean, you got nothing to lose by just reaching out to talk to somebody. You know, they tell you off all well, but if things go well, then what's the potential payoff for that, you know? uh you know, I mean, and I've talked about this before, about how I met a guy who basically taught me how to work for myself, you know, very instantly. All right, now there's more that goes into that, because I think who you are as a person will allow you to attract certain people into your life. So if you mean well by others, then you're gonna find other people who mean well by you. You know, that's definitely one thing that I've come to a conclusion of, and you know, and also when it comes to loneliness, you know, it's not synonymous with being alone. So when you are alone and you hate it, now you got to figure out why. Now you got to figure out why you can also, I mean, how you can make it uh, not so painful, how you can learn to enjoy it even, and what you can do with all of this time, you know, this time alone, because, you know, uh, this is where you're able to do a lot of deep thinking, a lot of meaningful projects, you know, where you could just focus on this one thing and you draw your own conclusions and you live with your own thoughts and opinions for a while, and you formulate that way, as opposed to getting your kind of all of your energy from all the outside things. Which, I mean, I guess if you're an extrovert, then that's not as big of an issue. But for somebody like myself, you know, it's good. Even though I've felt the loneliness, you know, I've experienced all of that. Even though I like being alone, but you know, in being alone, I really got a feel for who I am, and I also realized that you can change your identity in the, you know, in the darkness, in the silence, and all of that, in your solitude. And I mean, it's a blessing, man. I mean, I see it all the time, man. People can't really think for themselves. They can't stand to be alone, can't stand to be in the dark, or, you know, or can't stand to be in the quiet and just sit with themselves. And that's starting their growth, man. Their growth. So, but to sum this up, man, look, your fate can change fast. Time does go by fast. Please do the things that you always wanted to do. All right. Things, you know, we have a way of building things up into something greater than what they really are. As I've realized when it comes to like talking to women, for example, I realized that there's no need to put on this, I don't know, this any bit of bravery to go talk to a woman. Like, people would treat it like it's like, if I don't get it, it's the end of the world. So they don't even try anyway. And it's never that, man. And it's like, but just talk to people, and you know, and understand that everybody, you know, there's a lot of evil in this world. There's a lot of bad in this world, but I just understand, like, in general, by default, most people, they just want to feel like they belong, want to feel special, want to feel heard, want to feel connected, and yeah, with you understanding that, you just put everything else aside, the pressure, um, the expectations, all of it, and just talk. You don't need to say more. You don't need to say too much. Don't be creepy. No, you don't gotta ask a lot of questions. Just talk, man. Build a rapport with people. And with that being said, um, I'm out. I'm glad to be back. I'm sorry, I'm a little rusty, but I'm back on the horse. I'm gonna keep putting out more content. I didn't forget about you guys. Thanks a lot. We almost had 1,000. Oh boy, it's been a wild year. I'm not just talking about 2020. Please don't get me started on 2020. But ever since I started putting out videos, it's almost been a whole year since I started putting out videos. And my, I guess since April or so, and so we almost there. And I'm going to get to 1,000 by then. Okay, so thanks a lot for all your support, man. If you want to know how you can help me, yeah, you can go to Patreon or you can send me money on Cash App and Milo Nowhere. But please subscribe and share and comment so we can get the algorithm working in our favor. But thanks a lot because you all have done a great job thus far.